Really neat rocks. So in these granite formations, you can see natural weathering of the granite, but then you get these things that look like they're from Native Americans using, grinding some sort of food, like this one. Wow. It's so smooth. Seems like, the person could just be sitting there and then with whatever tool they're using, grinding away, making some flour. God, that's just amazing. Well, let's see what else little Zipper and I can find. We literally just pulled up. I'm going to camp right there tonight. Pulled up, got the day pack, some water, right up here. All right, leaving camp this morning to go for a hike and get into more detail, hiking around, checking out this area where Zipper and I found those mortars, I guess they're called. My goal is to head up that area because on the drive in I could see what looked like water reflecting, so I was hoping maybe there's water up there. We'll see. Zipper and I found this magic grotto. This rock formation is amazing. This little grotto just feels magical. Just feel like people way back when used it. For what? I don't know. Maybe just enjoying things. So this has been an interesting walk so far. Zipper and I have just been meandering from camp to get to that stated goal of maybe finding the water up on the side of the hill. I found a few mortars, a couple little ways back that were filled with soil. And now this rock, which appears to have 6 filled with soil. So there's one under there filled, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pretty cool. And it's right next to where the main drainage is on this hillside. So there would have been water here. I've also been finding lots of flakes and flaked rocks of a different type of rock than the granite that's here. I'm going to have to look up who was living here. The map says Indian Bread Rocks, which is kind of a corny name, but you can hear the train way off by the interstate out there. Now we're talking. This must be the source for all the flaked rocks that I saw in the granite areas. I'm not a geologist. I don't know what kind of rock it is. Zipper found the water, though, or some of the water in this tank. Unfortunately, the cows can make it all the way up here. I just don't think cattle should be allowed to graze on public land. But that's a pretty good source of water for wildlife too. So we'll head up and see how far we can get up this drainage, Slick Rock. So there's Zip. She's so happy. This is the Slick Rock that I could see from the road. I think was reflecting light in the afternoon that I thought was water. So we're going to see if we can get up around that and see if there's water on top. But we'll have to explore down there first. Check out this magnificent pine needle milkweed. And it's just loaded with seed pods. Beautiful. This is magnificent. Look how the water's cut through the rock. Yeah, yesterday what I thought was water reflecting is probably this Slick Rock reflecting because the sun was further west and that's coming in from the east. We're almost up there. And Zipper's having a good time. This looks like an ancient slide. Any geologists know what that is? Intrusion or something? What a cool place. Now Zipper and I are above the waterfall, and there's lots of tanks with lots of water. Here's two more mortars. Sorry if I'm calling them the wrong thing, but I'll find out what they're called. But grinding holes for grains and whatnot. So I've been finding all these flakes from rocks and rocks that have been flaked a little bit, worked. Wondering why I hadn't seen any pottery. And look at that, it even still has paint on it. There's lots of cows around here, so maybe it got flipped up from cows moving around. Cool. So this is really spectacular. Look at all these mortar holes. My gosh. Again, I apologize if I'm not calling them correctly, whatever they're named, but there's even one back in here. So I counted approximately 15 along this wall here, and then they would have had this view looking out over the desert. So there's those 15 along that wall, and on the gap between these two boulders here there's even one older one here and then a smaller one someone started. So coming back from the hike, we found those 15 or so up further, and now there's 12 here. They're so perfect, almost perfectly round. We'll do a quick tour of the camping truck. So first off, we have the requisite zipper. She's required for all trips. Right, Zip Zip? She just saw her friends, the cows. You saw your cows, right? Here's the bed in the shell. I cut a custom piece of foam and put nice flannel sheets on. And then underneath on this side I have tarps, tents, lines, things like that. And underneath this side I have the food bin, which has the stove and dried goods and stuff, and then behind that I have bin with tow ropes and rescue gear. Right now this is my workstation. We're rendering a aerial video of the area. I've been using this solar powered Jackery thing. Works pretty well actually for charging the drone batteries and keeping the computer charged up while I work. Little table for cooking breakfast and dinner, and then over here, this is for tonight's solstice bonfire. And then in the truck I've got the cooler. I used to have the longer version, but I realized that, you know, just this small version works, and I use frozen water bottles instead of ice from the store. And then I have one bag dry food, one bag of clothes, and then on that side is the drone and the solar panels for the power bank, and then this is Zipper's seat, and then I usually have my pack ready to go right here since I use that most often. And then I have a fire extinguisher, tire pump, because I always air down the tires off-road. Got a water bag for taking a shower with and cleaning hands and whatnot. And then anything on this side? On this side, under here is where I store the Jackery power bank, and there's another solar setup right there. Yeah, so that is my truck camping setup in brief. Here's a brief tour of the inside of the shell. Got nice lighting. Got a zipper pupper. I think she saw a moth. And nice cozy bedding. Nice lighting. Yeah. Zipper, you ready for the bedtimes? This way, Zip, Zip. Alright, so it's day 3 of my extended camera check trip. Going to check the second camera. It's up this washways. It's been, I kind of lost track, but it's been close to a month, maybe just a little over a month since the last check. So we'll see what we have when we get there. Well, here we are. You can see the camera up there, and then here's the water source. It's looking pretty gross. When we came up here, Zipper and I, a bunch of cows ran off. Luckily, Zipper didn't chase them. But anyway, this site, you've seen before, has captured mountain lions, black bears, bobcats, gray fox, coatis, deer. Zip, come. Zipper, come. Come. She just wants to play with the cows. Good girl, Zip. Good girl. We're going to check the camera. You got to wait here. So I'll see what's on the camera besides cows. Well, we just checked the camera. There were 400 and some odd captures, video captures. I think most of them are going to be cows, since this site unfortunately is public land and there's a lot of cattle grazing out here. Good thing with this site, though, as you've maybe seen already in some of my posts, is there's been black bears, mountain lions, bobcats, coatis, gray fox. So it's actually a really good spot for wildlife. I just have to sift through the domestic wildlife. So we'll see. I'm going to camp again tonight, and I'll check the camera card in camp. So I'm at tonight's campsite, a new one from yesterday. Zipper and I are just going for an evening walk, late afternoon walk, and came across these. And at first I thought, okay, well, it's a dog. It looks kind of more elongated with a toenail. But then there's the 3 lobes and then the 2 lobes. And then also on this one you can kind of see the 3 lobes. So I'm wondering if this is a mountain lion track. So I'll keep an eye out for more and we'll see. So 40 feet from that mountain lion track is this old deer skeleton that Zipper found. So I don't know, maybe this is good mountain lion territory. I do have 2 cameras with me, so we'll see if I can find a spot, because there's also a lot of people activity in these canyons, so it'll have to be a really good spot. I don't want to lose the camera. A couple months ago I had 2 destroyed. One was repairable, but the other one wasn't. So we'll see what we can find. Now here's a bigger track. The 3 lobes, no claw marks, the toes, heading down the canyon. Interesting. That last big track was up that way. There's a junction here, and you can see, where am I pointing? Track there, 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 interesting. And then human tracks, solo human track, going up and down. Okay, it's the next morning. We're out for a hike. Zipper found her second possibly lion kill. Really old, obviously. I mean, of course it could have died from natural causes, but interesting nonetheless, given the lion tracks we found yesterday. Good girl, Zip. Well, Zipper's nose is on fire. This one she found is a dead cow. She's smelling the skull right now. Clavicle. Some femurs and rib bones over there. Scattered pretty far, probably from scavengers. And it's old also, like the other 2 deer carcasses. Again, I wonder if it died of natural causes and was scavenged after, or if a mountain lion took it down. Good girl, Zip. Alright, found some permanent water in a dry canyon. So I set up a camera right up there. So in a month, we'll see what critters come to this. Well, it's a nice morning poke around. I can't call it a hike because I don't just march, I check things out, and so does Zipper. I brought a camera with me just in case, and I wasn't too encouraged based on how well traveled this road is, and I saw people tracks and there's lots of cows. But I went up a side canyon and found a little pot of water. It's maybe 2 feet in diameter and 7 or 8 inches deep, and it looks like it's fairly permanent. So if it holds water this long, lots of animals know about it, and so hopefully that'll prove to be a good location. And it didn't look like there was much human traffic at all, with the exception of one old piece of toilet paper. What did Zipper find? But it could have blown in there, because I've seen other pieces scattered about out here. Such great etiquette from the campers. So anyway, we'll check it in maybe 3 weeks. I like to give new cameras only 2 or 3 weeks before I check them again, just to make sure everything's good. So now we're headed back to camp. Oh, I think I have a Trader Joe's salad of some kind still to eat for lunch. Zipper will have her snacks, and then we'll see what we do from there. Okay, later on, second day here, Zipper's nose at work again. She just found this pile of fur. Looks like deer fur, from what I can tell. Deer hair, deer fur. There's no carcass though, so maybe this is where it got taken down and then maybe drug off somewhere. I don't know, but Zipper's got a nose for this stuff. I gotta be careful. I don't want her to find a fresh one with a lion still around. Okay, here's what I believe is another lion track. You can see the toes, the rear pad with the 3 lobes. And then just for comparison, that smaller track is one of Zipper's dog tracks, smaller feet. Wow. Lion country. Further up the wash is another track. Maybe even one track on top of the other. It's hard to tell, but again you see the rear pad and the 3 lobes and then the toes. Another track, very faint. The wind's been blowing, so it's not as sharp as the others. Okay, so Zipper and I have been tracking that mountain lion back up this canyon, and I decided this is the best spot to put the camera now. It's not on the permanent water source, but it's in a thoroughfare. You can see it right up in there. And so hopefully it'll catch the lion going up or down the canyon. We shall see. All right, well, set the second camera. It's not on a water source. It's hard to find water around here. That little pool, I called it permanent, the one that I found this morning. It's obviously not permanent. There's nothing filling it other than rainwater, but it's enough to last through the dry period. So, or since the last rain anyway, which has been, I don't know, here maybe a few weeks ago. I don't know if that filled it then or it's from summer monsoons, but anyway. So, I think that's a gray fox track right there. So, got the second camera set, and further up this wash here, following that lion track, and so it'll only get something passing by versus pausing to get a drink of water, for example. But it's good, it's fun, it's a beautiful place to hike around, and yeah, I'm purposely not showing ridge lines and things like that because I don't want to reveal the location. So anyhow, that's it. Onwards. One more night here and then not sure where I'm going next. Alright, another cow carcass, but I actually get to claim points for this one. I found it simply because it's by the road. I didn't find it with my nose or any other skill. But strangely, Zipper walked right by it when she had been finding all the others today and yesterday.